Everyone, it's me. I switched spots in my craft room, so hopefully this will work a little better for right now. I'm just going to go ahead and try my best at showing you what I use. These are a bunch of journaling books and stuff I get like at Tuesdays or in the dollar bins at the stores. Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, any place like that. These are the ones I look in the store for the ones that are actually sewn in. This one I've already ripped everything out of it that I could get out, which usually leaves like one on the front of the signature, one on the back, sometimes two. But after I rip everything out, I get this as an empty one now, and I can actually make a journal out of the rest of this. Or I could just rip the rest of this out and add my own pages to this. But I think this one is going to become a journal, and I'll just add more paper or not. This one is the one I was ripping paper out of. I got this at Tuesdays, and I was taking signatures out of this because it's sewn in. And I've already taken some out, but I'll show you how you can tell. Hold on one second, I gotta get my knife. Okay. How you can tell is I turn the pages. See, there's like 2 pages right here, but see how that lifts up right there? That is the middle of. There's always either 2 pages or 1 page that's actually glued in. But this is where I take my knife and I just cut those little threads. I don't know if you can see me doing this. I hope you can. But I cut those little threads and I get this signature so you have your lines going the correct way in your journals. And I just take them apart and I coffee dye them. And that will be a page in my journal. That way your lines still go the right way and not up and down, so you don't have to fold it this way. You get the whole page out of that. And let me see. See this page, if you lift up, it doesn't come up. Neither does that one. But that, see how that comes up like that? You just take it, pull on, tug on it until you can see the threads, and you just cut those little threads, and voila, you got more pages. And then it leaves these, and this leaves these in there, and then you can eventually use this as another journal, or you can rip the whole entire middle out, take it all out by cutting this and using just the book itself for a journal. That's how I get the pages out of these. But when you're in the store and you're looking for it, that's what I do. I just go and I just pull on the pages to see if it does that, and if it does, then it works perfectly awesome for taking the pages out and having them for your journals. And this is another one I found at Tuesday mornings, and I can tell it's, let me see. Oh, see, like, you can tell this one does the same thing. If you cut the string off right. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. My knife apparently isn't very strong. Probably because I don't have the whole signature. Oh, there we go. See how that lifts up right there? Then you can just take this whole signature out of this one as well, if your knife is sharp enough. And you can do these to actual, you know, books as well. You can tell by if they're sewn in by doing the same thing. And now I have even bigger paper for larger journals. And then you just pop them apart and go coffee dye away. It's amazing. And then if you want to use this like in a smaller journal with this, if you want to actually make them the same, I just cut it off and use this for little booklets. And then you have two different kinds of paper for one signature, the same size, or you could just, you know, mix and mingle them up, different sizes. But yeah, that is how I get them out though. It's pretty exciting. When I see one of these in the store, I get pretty excited because it gives me so much paper, lined paper to use. And these were other ones that Trina came across, and they're like ledger paper. I actually just opened it perfectly on the spot. I can tell on this end. But it's like ledger paper almost. It's pretty sweet, and it's super big paper. And you can just cut that out. This is sewn in really good. It's got a lot of thread on it. Let's see. Sometimes you gotta tug on it pretty hard so that way you don't cut the paper itself. And it'll leave these little threads in there, of course. But that's how I get some of my longer paper that I actually, you know, fold in for my flip outs. If I want this to be the middle of the signature, I get all that string off there. I coffee dye it, and then I use this for the middle of the signature, and then I just fold these in for my flip outs. And if I don't want it to be that folded in, of course, you can fold it just for a pocket, or if you want it shorter, you could fold this side in, and then this side you could cut it, and this could come up for a pocket. There's so many different ways that you can use these in your journals. But I really like the longer papers in my journals so I can do the flip outs. You can see how much wider it is, so you get all this extra paper to fold over. But yeah, these two we got at Tuesdays for sure, and they're in the these are in where like the cards and stuff are. These came from Tuesdays. These came from Tuesdays, and I'm pretty sure this one came from Tuesdays as well. I think, yes, it did. This one was kind of expensive. Why, I don't know. It was like $8, but I don't normally spend that much on paper, but that one for some reason was expensive. This one was $5. These I think were only a couple dollars, and these ones are my favorite. I don't remember how much this one, I think, was $5, and it's a really nice big paper as well. But yeah, that's a lot of where I get my lined paper for my journals. And for my tags, let me see. Oh, here's this one came out of one of those, and it's coffee dyed. But for my other journals that I was doing, I just cut it down to this size, like so, and all of this became a little booklet, and the strip that goes across there I use for like either pockets or whatever. But you can cut it down to any size. These are already cut down. I forgot to put them in the journal last time I made a journal. So I just punched the sides, and then you got your lined paper going the correct way, and you can use it in any size journal by cutting them, like I said, or folding them up. You could always use this in a bigger journal, and if you want pockets, I would just fold this up and crease it, and then it would become your pocket in your journal. Or you could cut this and have a pocket on one side, cut this completely off, and then just fold this side over and have a pocket going this way. Or fold it this way and have a pocket going that way. There's just a trillion ways I fold my paper. But those are some of the things that I do. And I also use the legal paper that you, like I got this from our office. And it's the super, I don't know, it's legal paper is what I think it's called. And this one's already folded, ready for another journal I'm gonna do. But this would be the middle of my signature right here. And so it would flip this way, then this would flip, and then this would flip out. That's how I do those little flip outs. But that's the middle, and then this is your flip out over here. And this can, and if this is like too long for my journal or whatever, I'll just cut it off and just use the extra paper for other things. And I think that answers the question on how I fold and what papers I use, other than, of course, crafty paper. These envelopes I get from my office. They're ones we just don't use anymore or whatever, and you can also buy these at the dollar store. And to make my tags, I just put it in my cutter and I just cut as wide as I want my tag to be. Like, I just cut whatever size I want my tag to be, and then of course it folds open. And then I just cut how short, or usually I coffee dye them like this. Just separate it and coffee dye them long like this, and then I decide when I'm making my journal how long I want my tag to be, and I'll either cut it and make 2 tags, you can make 3 little tags out of it, and then just snip the tops, and that's how I make all my homemade tags, is out of these folders right here. And see, here's one of them, and that one's even fatter. Nope, that's about the same size. I usually do like 2, 2.5, 3-inch tags. Sometimes a little over 3 inches, all depends on how big the journal is. But, let me see if I have another one. Oh, I don't have another one over here, but yeah. That's how I make all my little tags. Just coffee dye them, and then you just cut them up later on whatever project you're doing. So you could, you could do it ahead of time, but then you might have too many of these, and your journal this might be too big. So that's what I do. That's how I do the tags. Let me see. What other questions were there? Oh, on how I cut my envelopes, my vanilla envelopes for my journals, how I cut them down. Hold on, I have to go get one. Just one sec. Okay, this is from my work again, an old envelope that we got some catalogs in and stuff. When I want to make my smaller ones and I don't have any of the smaller envelopes from the dollar store to use, I will just cut this down. If I want to make this tall skinny ones that I do, I'll just fold it over however big I want it, and then I just cut it off right here, and then put my tie back inside, glue around the edge to make sure it's stuck down, and then I just Mod Podge it and go for it after that. You can even, let's see, I don't want this on there obviously, so I would just cut it right here. Let me see, I'm gonna try and cut this. I don't know if I'll do this without knocking the camera over. But let's see, if I wanted this to be like, let's say 8.5. I just might use this for something, I don't really know, but I'll set that over there. That is pretty much the size, about 8.5 is the size that I cut this down, so it'd be like 9 by 8.5 this way. And then I just open it up right here, put a piece of tie back in there, and just glue right along the edge right here on both sides and just smash it down really good, and then I would just ink it up or do whatever I want to do to it, and then just Mod Podge over the whole thing, which will again seal this side of it, and you won't have, of course I would cover this up. I wouldn't use this for a leather looking one, of course, unless I cut that off and just had it that size. But yeah, that's how I make my long skinny ones. Or you know, you could even do it this way. You could even fold it that way and have it that way. Or you could have them any size you want, actually. I just pretty much wing it and just say, oh, I think I'll just make one this size, so I'll just cut it down to whatever size I want it to be. And that is, hopefully answers the question on how I cut down my envelopes. I don't remember any other questions. I'm gonna might have to do another video because I don't remember any other ones. But I'm hoping this helps you out, and yeah, happy crafting, and I will be back with you soon with another burn mark from coffee dyeing or another video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.